that route and tried it out, at least.
Are there objects that contain like a are there specific parts or objects that contain a lot of objects within them, so we can avoid building a lot of these?
Yeah, maybe. Like, it's so hard to say exactly because I certainly don't know, you know, all the ins and outs of everything,
Yeah.
like how everything's constructed, like in terms of how we've made them, how the like data structures of the object, so to speak, are set up and whatnot.
And contribute to the object count.
Exactly, because there's a lot of like for instance, we've done a number of optimizations for networking where we kind of need to duplicate a lot of stuff and then replicate that. So on the server, that means that for every building that you interact with, you'll create a double. So it's like that's an optimization for network, but that's also worse when it comes to the object count thing. So like there's so many different cases with that specific issue. And maybe we need to, in the way in the future, maybe we need to rewrite how memory management works for like certain buildings or something, just to get that number count down. Like there are a lot of different routes we can take to improve that, and we are taking some of the routes right now. But yeah, it's a really tricky subject to talk about because I actually don't know what the like best, because I know a lot of people ask me like, what's the best way to build to not run into that issue, and I actually don't know because it's so different. Like we can like when we collect saves, we'll get like one that's like, oh, this is like rarely, there's not almost anything on this save, but yet the object count is really high, and then we have another save that has like a shit ton of stuff on it, but the object count is really low, and it really is like so many different scenarios that's kind of like attributed to that object count. So it's really hard to give advice on that. Maybe like maybe in the future we can have either like one of the programmers on that knows more about this, or someone else to talk more about this stuff if it's interesting. So yeah, but it's really hard to say just don't use the garbage. Like I mean, that's a legit way to go about it. We would need to rewrite a ton of stuff, but that's legit one way to go about it. So yeah, long story short, I don't fucking know.